Are you tired of feeling like you're just guessing with your money? Well, welcome to This Explainer. I am so incredibly stoked to have you here today. Listen, if you're a focused learner looking to build real, lasting wealth, you are in exactly the right place. Think of me as your enthusiastic financial teacher today, because we are going to learn how to build a practically bulletproof financial house. We're going to establish the mathematically optimal order to invest your money. See, most people completely ignore this sequence, right? They just want to skip straight to the fun stuff. But doing things in the proper order can literally save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime and just dramatically accelerate your path to financial independence.
Okay, let's dive right into this. You know what drives me absolutely crazy? Watching people throw money at the stock market or buying up random cryptocurrency while completely ignoring the fact that they're sitting on credit card debt charging them 22% interest. That debt is literally sitting right there laughing at them. Doing that is exactly like trying to fill a bucket that has massive holes in the bottom. I mean, you can pour as much water in as you want, but you're going to wonder why you just aren't making any real progress.
And get this, here is a frankly shocking statistic to frame our discussion. 1 in 3 Americans doesn't even have an emergency fund. The median amount Americans have saved for emergencies is just $500. That's less than a monthly car payment for most people. Yet these exact same people are eager to go out and buy individual stocks. It's kind of like asking if you should buy a Ferrari when you don't even have the cash to fix the transmission on your current car. Without this cash buffer, you are incredibly financially vulnerable.
So here's our blueprint for today. We're going to cover the wealth building blueprint, eliminating high interest debt, the employer match cheat code, entering tax optimization zones, the secret weapon, HSAs, and finally, the Wild West of investing.
All right, step 1, the wealth building blueprint.
So before you invest a single dollar anywhere, you absolutely have to pour the foundation. You wouldn't start by picking out fancy light fixtures and beautiful granite countertops if your foundation was cracked and your roof was leaking, right? That boring work starts right here, the emergency fund. Now, I know the traditional advice of saving 3 to 6 months of living expenses is so broad that it can feel totally overwhelming. So let's just break it down into manageable chunks. Step 1, save your first $1,000 as quickly as humanly possible to cover minor emergencies. Step 2, work toward 1 full month of living expenses. And step 3, keep building until you reach 3 months of expenses. This isn't just about covering a broken alternator on your car, it's about creating a psychological safety net so you don't make terrible financial decisions when life throws you a curveball.
And check out the Vanguard data behind this psychological safety net. Recent research actually found that people with at least $2,000 in emergency savings had financial well-being scores 21% higher than those without it. This was literally the largest boost linked to any financial factor Vanguard measured. Look, $2,000 might not be life-changing money, but the psychological impact of having that buffer, it's enormous. It keeps you from panic selling your investments at the worst possible time.
Moving right along to step 2, eliminating high interest debt.
Listen, any debt charging you over 8% is an absolute 5-alarm emergency and a massive roadblock to building wealth. And this comparison brilliantly illustrates why. Credit card debt with average interest rates hovering over 22% is basically financial cancer. It grows faster than almost any reasonable investment return you could ever expect to get from the stock market. Carrying credit card debt while investing is like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. Mathematically speaking, paying off a debt with a 22% interest rate is a guaranteed 22% return on your money. That completely crushes Warren Buffett's long-term market average.
So how do we actually attack it? We use what's called the debt avalanche method. You just pay the minimums on all your debts, and then you throw absolutely every extra dollar at the debt with the highest interest rate. To put this into perspective, if you've got a $5,000 balance on a credit card at 22% and you only make minimum payments, you will pay nearly $2,800 in interest alone over 5 years. The avalanche method mathematically saves you the most money and stops you from bleeding cash to the banks.
Step 3, the employer match cheat code.
Now, there is one major exception to paying off high interest debt first, and it's what I like to call the employer match cheat code. If your employer offers matching contributions to your retirement plan, you should contribute enough to get the full match even before you finish paying off your debt. Why? Because an employer match is essentially a guaranteed 100% return on your investment up to that match limit. It's exactly like finding money lying on the ground that your boss promises to double if you just bend over and pick it up. Even if you're carrying that awful 22% credit card debt, getting a 100% immediate return makes undeniable mathematical sense. So claim the full match, then redirect all extra money straight back to your debt avalanche.
Which brings us to step 4, entering tax optimization zones.
Okay, so once the foundational emergency fund is set, the high interest debt is gone, and the employer match is captured, you are ready to start building upward. Welcome to the tax optimization zones. Most people completely mess this up by getting distracted by shiny objects and skipping right over to taxable accounts. But our primary focus here is maximizing your individual retirement account or IRA before you put any extra money back into your employer's 401k. Why the IRA first? Well, corporate 401k plans are notorious for offering these really limited menus of expensive mutual funds. Those management fees, which are often 1% to 2%, they eat into your returns like termites in a wooden house. With an IRA, you get greater control and access to low-cost index funds and ETFs that charge just a few basis points, which basically means tiny fractions of a single percent. Over decades, avoiding those termite-like fees is going to save you tens of thousands of dollars.
But here's where it gets a little complex. You have to choose between a traditional and a Roth account. This breakdown solves that classic advisor dilemma. Do you want to pay taxes now or later? Traditional accounts deduct taxes now, making them best for high earners who expect lower tax rates in retirement. Roth accounts, on the other hand, require you to pay taxes upfront today, meaning your withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free, which is absolutely perfect for young earners currently sitting in low tax brackets. Honestly, predicting future tax rates is kind of like predicting the weather 3 months from now, but aligning your current bracket with these account types is definitely your best strategic move.
Step 5. The secret weapon, HSAs.
If you have access to a high-deductible health plan, you have access to the single most underutilized investment vehicle in America. I get so enthusiastic about this because the HSA is literally the Swiss Army knife of investing. It offers this incredible triple tax benefit. Number 1, you get a tax deduction on your contributions. Number 2, your money grows tax-free while invested. And number 3, your withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are completely tax-free. Think about that. It is the absolute only account that gives you tax benefits on the way in, while it grows, and on the way out.
Let's just look at the staggering math here for a second. If you max out your HSA contributions for 30 years and achieve a 7% annual return, you could have over $400,000 in completely tax-free money waiting for you. The strategy here is brilliant. If you can afford it, just pay for your current medical expenses out of pocket today. Leave your HSA money invested in the market to grow. And here is the most important part. Keep your receipts, because you can reimburse yourself tax-free decades later, effectively making the massive healthcare costs of retirement just disappear.
And finally, step 6, the Wild West of investing.
Now we reach the taxable investment account, the Wild West. So, the totally crucial point here is understanding why this step must come absolutely last. People love taxable accounts for their flexibility, right? You can buy stocks, options, or crypto without any limits, but they completely forget about tax drag. Every dividend is taxed. Every capital gain is taxed. It's like running a race while someone just keeps throwing sand into your shoes. Look at the numbers. Investing $10,000 annually for 30 years at a 7% return yields about $944,000 in a tax-advantaged account. In a taxable account, closer to $700,000. That is nearly a $250,000 difference lost entirely to taxes. No way you want to give that up.
However, I will say this. Once your foundational and tax-advantage buckets are completely full to the brim, taxable accounts become incredibly valuable. While the tax drag is real, these accounts provide the ultimate flexibility. Need a house down payment in 5 years? Done. Want to retire early and need bridge funding before you can legally access your 401k? This is your tool. And if you plan to leave money to your kids, taxable accounts get a step up in basis upon death, potentially eliminating capital gains taxes for your heirs entirely.
So I gotta ask, are you building your financial house on a cracked foundation? If you've hit all our steps, emergency fund solid, zero bad debt, maxed out matches, and fully funded tax-advantaged accounts, you are easily in the top 5% of savers. But if you are rushing to the fun, shiny investments in the Wild West while ignoring a 22% credit card balance, you're just bleeding money. Following this mathematically optimal sequence is the true secret to building massive wealth. Do the boring foundational stuff first, let the tax advantages compound your money, and your future self will absolutely thank you. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I challenge you to go evaluate your own investment order right now.